I know Sean Diddy Combs or P Diddy or whatever you want to call him. I know he knows more than anybody else that this is going to get way worse before it starts to get better. It's like going through a dark tunnel. There is an end and there's a light at the end of the tunnel, but you so far back in the tunnel you can't see that light ahead. This too shall pass, and I believe that it will, but not before it does what it does. Watching him, Sean P. Diddy Combs, have to return his honorary keys to the city of New York, that was embarrassing, and I bet that is a big hit to his ego and whatever else he got going on. And then Howard University revokes his honorary degree. Damn it, man. It's like everybody is taking back everything from him, or anything they had to do with him, they're severing ties, right? So on top of that, we have him now going through, and looks like it's going to turn into a criminal issue under investigation, and this is a grand jury investigation. If this leads to a grand jury indictment, this is going to turn out to be pretty ugly, and he could possibly do prison time behind all of this. Don't take it lightly, and I'm sure he is not taking it lightly either, because this is something that's totally out of his control. Now, on top of all that, another woman has come forward to file a lawsuit, and the lawsuit accuses Diddy of, you guessed it, sex trafficking allegations. So, faced with new sex trafficking allegations this Wednesday in a lawsuit by a former porn star that also named a woman accused of being to Diddy what Ghislaine Maxwell was to Jeffrey Epstein. This person said in their paperwork that somebody, a woman, is working with Diddy or has always been with Diddy, and she is like Ghislaine Maxwell to Jeffrey Epstein. If you know about Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell, she was like his right hand girl. She was like his woman, but she facilitated in everything that he wanted to do and accomplish. So she would facilitate getting these young girls in and facilitate him doing everything else that he was accused of, and she is now doing time in prison for. Now, Adria English is her name, and she performed under the name Unique. Said that she had lived her adult life with the memories of being trapped in a cycle of sex trafficking, and she never asked to be a part of. And she was chosen because P. Diddy knew that he could groom her. This is at least the 10th lawsuit that's been filed against Sean P. Diddy Combs, alleging physical abuse and sex trafficking. Now, according to the lawsuit, these are the details. She met Diddy while she was working as a dancer at the Hustler Club in New York. Back then, her then boyfriend, who was also an aspiring model, auditioned for Sean John, which is P. Diddy's clothing line, and was told that he could work if his girlfriend agreed to dance at some of the parties that Diddy hosted in the Hamptons and in Miami. So the plaintiff did not agree to a lifetime of aftermath of being used as a sexual pawn for the pleasure and financial benefits of others, the lawsuit said. English said that she was made to drink alcohol and was made to consume drugs and then passed off to others to be sexually assaulted. The lawsuit that was filed in the Southern District of New York also named a person called Tamiko Thomas, a woman accused of facilitating Diddy's alleged sex trafficking operations. Defendant Thomas was to defendant Combs as Ghislaine Maxwell was to Jeffrey Epstein. That's what the lawsuit says. Now, without defendant Thomas, a woman using her inherent goodwill as a woman to gain the trust of other women, according to the acting as an avatar for defendant Combs. Defendant Combs would be unable to execute his corrupt sex trafficking organization had it not been for this woman. That's the details of that lawsuit right there. I'll say this, man. Everybody now got a lawsuit out against P. Diddy. The blood is in the water, and the sharks are out. They smell blood, and everybody wants a piece. You know, I'm not saying that he is not guilty of what he is being accused of, but there is a court of law for a reason. Investigations are being done for a reason. And what is to surface will surface. And I can't help but to think that some of these stories might be genuine, but some of these stories might also be just a money grab. Just people trying to fit themselves into a situation saying, listen, I've crossed paths with him back in the day. I'm sure I could get a couple of dollars out of this as well. Anyways, Sean P Diddy Combs, aka Diddy, and his legal team have now been notified by officers from the Southern District of New York that he is officially the subject of an ongoing criminal investigation. Damn. We were talking about it before, and his attorneys before said everything you've heard in the media so far, all accusations, yes, but he is not under any investigation and he has not been arrested. Well, that has changed. He has officially been notified that he is officially under investigation or part of an ongoing criminal investigation. NBC News reported, citing two sources who are familiar with Diddy's legal issues. These sources also confirmed that a federal grand jury has been impaneled to hear evidence as part of this investigation. Oh shit. However, there have been no indications that charges will be brought against him soon. He has not received a target letter, which is sent by a U.S. attorney if it is believed that there is substantial evidence linking them to the commission of a crime. However, they're not required to send him one. SDNY is not required to send him one of those. So this grand jury investigation is 3 months after the rap mogul's house in Los Angeles and in Miami were raided by authorities. As you know, he is now selling his Los Angeles mansion that was raided. I believe it said that he bought it for $40 million and he is now selling it for $70 million. In May, after CNN showed a video of P. Diddy beating then girlfriend Cassie in a 2016 at a hotel in Los Angeles, a hotel that no longer exists, he apologized in a video that he posted on Instagram. He has since removed that video from Instagram. In it, he admitted that he was at fault, and he said that he took full responsibility, and he said that he wasn't looking for anyone to forgive him or give him any free pass or anything like that. He was going through dark times, and those were dark times for him, and he admits all of it. It's so difficult to reflect on the darkest times in your life, but sometimes you just got to do that. I was fucked up. I mean, I hit rock bottom. But I make no excuses. He fully took responsibility. That was after not taking responsibility for a long time, lying and saying everything that Cassie was saying was a lie, and none of it happened. Then when the video came out, he was forced to admit that, oh, I guess you saw it now, so I might as well admit. Now, when news of Ventura allegation of assault and sex trafficking hit the media, of course, Puffy first denied it. Now, Cassie described the details of her assault in a federal lawsuit that was filed in November of last year. That lawsuit was settled for an undisclosed amount of money in less than 24 hours. And this is the lawsuit that I think opened the floodgates. Now, when Puffy or Combs or Diddy finally admitted to the assault, Ventura's lawyers, Meredith Firetog, said, when Cassie and multiple other women came forward, he denied everything, and he suggested that his victims were only looking for a payday. She also said that he was only compelled to apologize once his repeated denials were proven to be false and shows his pathetic desperation. Ventura's lawyers did not respond when they were asked whether their clients would take part in this grand jury proceeding, but legal experts have said that if this grand jury proceeding turns into where it goes to court, then Ventura could be summoned to court and she would have to answer, and all the paperwork that was sealed in whatever deal went on behind the scenes when her and Puffy settled out of court, even that case could be brought back and unsealed and all the details of that case revealed. Diddy has been accused of multiple allegations resulting in several civil lawsuits. The most recent one was filed July 3rd by the adult film actress who accused him of sex trafficking. The hip-hop mogul has denied any wrongdoing and has not been charged yet. His lawyer, Jonathan Davis, dismissed the most recent claim. No matter how many lawsuits are filed, it won't change the fact that Mr. Combs have never sexually assaulted or trafficked anyone. We live in a world where anyone can file a lawsuit for any reason and without any proof. Fortunately, a fair and impartial judicial process does exist to find the truth, and Mr. Combs is confident that he will prevail against these and other baseless claims in court. That's what his attorney said. Now, for those of you who don't understand what a grand jury is or is about, so while many of us are familiar with the word grand jury, those were not quite well versed with what they do. So first things first, a grand jury does not decide if the subject of the investigation is guilty. Members of the grand jury can range between 16 to 23, and they hear the witnesses that are brought before them by an ADA or an assistant district attorney. They then decide one of three things: to hand down an indictment, find that there isn't enough evidence to go to trial, or they can transfer the case to lower courts if they decide that the case is more a misdemeanor than it is a felony. A grand jury only hears criminal cases, not civil ones. For a grand jury to reach what you call a quorum, the minimum number of members in a group, they need 17 votes to either indict or dismiss a case. They need 12 votes. Grand jury sessions are usually done in secret. It's a misdemeanor offense if a juror reveals what happens in that grand jury room. So just so you understand what's going on with Diddy and what this might turn out to be. At the end of the day, I'll close this video by saying this. Diddy didn't do nothing that a lot of others didn't do or partake in. And because he has been powerful for so long, wealthy for so long, a gatekeeper in the industry for so long, he has had the opportunity to be around and party with and probably holds secret for a lot of other wealthy, if not wealthy and powerful people. So at the end of the day, it's not about his business being leaked to the public. I think it's more about he did something to someone or stepped out of line in some way, and all his protection is being removed. Because the only reason we don't hear about the others is because their protection is still in place, because they are still standing in line, toting the line, doing what it is they're supposed to do, obeying orders, being good people. Diddy somehow stepped out of line. I don't know what it is, what his offense was, but he is being punished. And that's just my 2 cents. That's just my what I believe is happening. Now, with that said, they might just want to scare him so they keep it going. And then now he is paranoid. He's going to have to sell all his houses. This is the public embarrassment and the debasing part. You're going to have to downsize. You can't live that big grand life that you used to live anymore. He's selling his $40 million mansion for $70 million. He's trying to recoup and save some extra money and pay off some lawyers' fees. Those lawyers don't come cheap, and pay off a couple of cases so they go silent, settle out of court, and get back to a place where no one is accusing him and he is again just living his life. I think he's trying to get back to that part, right? But it's going to be hell to pay for a while before he gets back to that part. Is he going to end up in prison? I don't know, and I can't call it. We just got to wait and see. Leave your comments in the comment section below. Tell me what you think about this one, and I'll catch you on the next video. It's Hot Topics TV / BrainFLoTv, and you already know if the topic is hot, we're on it. I'm out. Peace.